So first.
Absolutely.
And I was like,
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast, the season finale, the wrapped of Also Podcast, if you will. We're going to end on a high note. I feel it in my bones.
Oh, I don't know.
It's going to be the worst episode of the year.
We're amazing. What this year was, which I'm telling you ahead of time, Alicia, we're putting politics aside from the year in review we're about to do because we're going to be happy and maybe sad about the things that happened, but not politically.
Jesus.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm already sad politically all the time. That's okay.
Yeah. So, like, all jokes aside, whenever we're shitty people, we're going to do all politics aside, okay?
Oh, we're just the worst kinds of people. Okay. Before we get into it, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Patreon. All the links are in our description. And be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Meredith, I found 3 reviews for us.
Give them to me. I'm nervous, though.
Okay. The first one is from T Diggity 13. And it's titled is The Antidote of My Sundays. 5 stars. And it says, I love listening to you guys each Sunday. It's the perfect background for any household chore. And your book and your show recs are on point. Thank you. So that's the most important part. Also, may I say, I'm glad we're a chore podcast and not a running podcast anymore.
We've moved up in the world.
Jesus Christ. Okay, the second one is from Spillin' T13, titled My Besties, 5 stars. And it says, love listening to these ladies. It reminds me of the weekly catch-ups I have with my friend.
Oh, see, is how I feel about this. So I'm glad other people feel like they're a part of it. Because I wish we could have a FaceTime with 500 people.
I mean, if your name is Spillin' T, you're meant to be here. And then the last one is Bravo Girl 2005, which I'd love to know. Were you born in 2005 or what's the vibe?
That year scares me, but keep going.
No, the Bravo fandom is not young enough. We need to get the youngins in a little bit more.
Yes, but Love Island leans young and people are insane over there. So
I never agree with the voting.
Insane.
I never agree with the voting on Love Island.
Bravo's already insane because of our passion. We don't also need to be
millennial
committed.
network. Yeah, okay, but it is titled Fun Times, 5 stars. And says, I originally found these ladies while looking for a recap pod for Summer House and Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Which
our bread and butter.
Now I love the bonus episodes, especially their WNBA commentary. My niece plays basketball and she loves getting into all the drama with me. They have great banter and good common sense. I highly recommend for anyone who loves Bravo, WNBA books. They do it all.
Alicia,
and that's the point.
To you. That's to you specifically.
Hell yeah. Hell
See,
yeah,
Bravo
Girl
you.
2005.
I don't care.
I got
what year
one
you're
good
born.
review.
Don't tell me that you're
born. People love me.
People love I love you. So of course other people love you.
Is this the year that I'm loved on this podcast and not the most hated?
You're hated in your own mind.
I'll take it though. I don't mind.
One time
when we started, you would get really upset at the bad reviews and I wouldn't. So I would just put it on my shoulders and be like, whatever, fucking hate me.
That was kind of you. That was kind of you.
But not Bravo Girl 2005. Me and her, besties. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for your reviews. That's a great way to end it. That could be our small celebration for the day.
That's so true.
Now what do we do?
We're going to do a year in review, but first I want to review us because we're the most important people on this podcast.
Give us a B+. Yeah, what's up?
How many podcast episodes do you think we released in 2025?
Oh, okay. Well,
obviously, not including this one, but everything else this year.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Quick calculation. I think just everything we released.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with probably 98.
Oh, not that many. So sorry.
Oh, really? I just did 2 times 52 because I was twice a week maybe. And then I subtracted a little bit because I was I'll shave a little off the top.
Last year, we did way more duplicates, but Vanderpump Rules wasn't releasing last year. So we only did 66 episodes.
We couldn't get to 69?
That's released. Like Patreon got more because like there's some things
but we
in
couldn't
present
get
day
to
right now.
69? That sucks.
Oh,
you know what?
I'm
The
sorry.
youngins are going to go 6-7, and I'm going to go, I still don't know what that means.
Wait, did we release one more? Like, because we're recording this.
No, this is kind of like almost to the devil's number, which I'll take.
You know what? That's fitting. I like it.
You want to know a really fun fact about me? You know how on an away suitcase, people always put their combo 2000 when you're like out in public?
Oh, didn't know that, but sure.
Oh, yeah. Everyone puts it to 000 because you're not going to put your own combination. I put mine to 666, so if anyone thinks about taking my bag, they're cursed.
I guess I just put mine to just scramble.
I put mine to 666.
Go off, queen.
So then someone looks at it and is like, not mine. You know, like there's no question. I don't want
me and the devil, never.
Me forever.
Okay, are you ready? I've broken this up into quarters because that's just how my life works.
People, we're in corporate America.
Well, I was starting to do months and I was like, that's fucking boring. Okay, I'm going to walk us through the craziest things that happened this year. And by craziest things, the things we talked about this year that I think you would be like, whoa, I can't believe that happened this year.
Oh, man, take me back.
Okay, so here's everything we talked about this year and or the biggest news cycles. Craig and Paige broke up right at the start of the year, right?
Yes, because I was in Mexico when I got the news.
And I was in Puerto Rico. You and Jill broke the news to me when I was in Puerto Rico. So that happened technically in 2024, but that's okay. But like the fallout happened in 2025 because
it was glorious.
We had Southern Charm airing and Summer House was about to air, but both picked up cameras. Isn't that crazy?
It's incredible. Scandival really changed the game where now we're picking up cameras when there's a breakup.
Absolutely. But I think where Scandival was like a month and a half, 2-month period of them picking up cameras, the breakup of Paige and Craig dominated the news cycle all year this year. If you think about it, like their breakup really came, at the start of the year. Then we had them picking up cameras. We saw it on both shows because Southern Charm ended, I think, around March. And Summer House ends around June. And then we have BravoCon discussing it. Paige not coming back. Like, this was a theme of the year.
The fact that the beef was talked about at BravoCon, and it's
months
the beef
later.
Between shows. That's my favorite part of all of it, is that, like, the show's beef. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Like Summer House has beef with Craig. Southern Charm doesn't give a shit about Craig enough to like stand up 10 toes down for him.
And also I think it was just an interesting breakup in the sense that like they really didn't break up. Like if you really think about it, it wasn't because they didn't love each other. I think it was just logistically they weren't aligned, so they had to break up.
Agreed.
And then I think it like snowballed into this really interesting conversation of like, who was right, who was wrong. And I'm not saying anyone was right or wrong, but it was able to be a discussion point. It wasn't Scandival where there was clearly a wrong party and then we all like got on him. This was like there were sides. You could discuss it with people. There were layers as well. Like we even said, like, technically we are Team Paige on this issue, but I understand how they broke up and how Craig would be upset it didn't work out. And like, I get that whole thing. So I think it's just a really interesting breakup.
And then moving on, like Paige immediately was spotted at an NFL game with someone else. And so like people started to shame her for maybe moving on. Craig starts seeing someone, but then Craig starts, filming his show. He's not with that girl. Their after breakup was way more chaotic than Scandival.
Again, because there just wasn't a right or wrong party, it felt like. But then as it kept going, it was like one started to play victim and the other got labeled as the villain and she owned it. And he was kind of a loser, honestly, about it. And so like, it was a really interesting breakup. I feel like the politics were really fun. And that's kind of the point of Bravo is like, I think a lot of people find joy in Bravo because you get to discuss these different human dynamics.
Yeah, without like maybe it being your life like that, and like there isn't truly a right and a wrong. Like, there was some right and wrongs in this, but it was just like, what is life worth? Like, it's okay for someone to not want to be with someone else, and what does it mean to be 30 and leave someone you did care about? Like, it created an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was a good breakup. 10 out of 10.
Well, sticking down south, you and I
Okay.
also binged Southern Hospitality
I
over
did do that.
Christmas
I did do that.
2024, and Southern Hospitality season 3 was airing at the start of the year, and
I
that
did.
was incredible.
I remember watching it on the way back from my parents to New York at the airport. I was watching it.
You are the reason I started it. Like, you were like, you have to watch this.
I remember texting you while I was boarding the plane and going like, listen, dude, this is the show. You gotta watch it. I know we were so hesitant, but it turned out really good. And I think it helped that there were 2 seasons out already. So
that's the thing. Season 1 is not
keep
good.
Going.
I tell everyone, you have to know what the dynamics are, because obviously in a new show, they explain the dynamics between the group. Binge season 1 and season 2, season 3 is where you need to like slow roll it.
It helped. Yeah, I remember just being like, you gotta watch it. And then we also got season 3. So it felt like we just got like 3 seasons of our friends right in a row. Yeah. That was good.
am looking forward to 2026 and getting season 4. I'm a bit cautious, but in my mind, I thought this was going to come at the start of the new year, but I guess it's going to come in like early spring because we haven't heard anything about that next season yet.
They're probably figuring out what the deal is with Will and Emmy, because that is just, Will doesn't want to film. I know.
But they got engaged. So like, how do you have one cast member?
Oh my God. Shout out Jordy on TikTok, who asked Emmy at BravoCon and was like, are you worried he's going to cheat on you again? Or whatever he asked. And Emmy was like, he never cheated on me. And Jordan's like, girl. It was so good.
Well, Josh the Roni Stan is kind of friends with them, it seems, and is going to be in some scenes. He was in the like preview that they showed at BravoCon. So
does he live in the area?
No, he lives in New York, but I guess has like somewhat friendships with them.
Okay.
That he happened to be in the area when they were filming. So he's on, like, he was in the promo. So he signed a release and everything.
I need to know, like, if these people are good people.
Good question.
I need to know.
We have an interview ready with actually him, so we will ask those questions.
My question is straight up going to be like, they all seem like terrible people.
In a great way, great for reality TV.
Yeah, I don't want I always say this, I want them on my TV, I don't want them near me. So which ones are you friends with, and will you vouch for them?
Wait, who do you want near you?
Yeah. Which ones are you friends with?
Near me or less?
And will you vouch for them is my question.
You're on an island. What 2 are you bringing?
No, I want him to fully be like, no, I support that person. So I can then watch that person and be like, I don't know, Josh the Roni Stan. Which one are you vouching for? Which one's your friend? Yeah. Which one you vouching for? I don't want to know who he's hanging out on a deserted island with. You can pick any of them and you're going to have a class time. That's true, actually,
because I would want Grace Lilly on an island with me for pure entertainment. I don't want her
near me.
I don't want her friends
I don't want her as a friend, but like...
Yeah.
We're watching TV, and which one are you going to say, oh, I'm actually friends with that one? Which one are you going to stand 10 toes down?
Are you going to say, like, you have it wrong, this person is so different, like, I will go to bat
stand down
for them?
Yeah, all right. I want to know.
We'll have to ask that question.
I'll ask you.
Okay. Well, next up that happened in the year is TikTok's funeral on January 19th for 24 hours.
Oh my God, I forgot TikTok died. That was the worst 24 hours of our life.
No, my friend thought it was insane.
No, how sad is that I was like sad about it. But in a way, I was really happy to like not be addicted anymore. And then it came back in like a second.
I was in full blown addiction. I was like lamenting about it. My friends who are not addicted, who are not tapped in, thought I was crazy. And do you remember people were like spilling their secrets as if the world was ending? Like, babe, other social medias exist. Like, you have to answer for this tomorrow.
No, we were getting cut off from the world.
We were.
People had to know. I'm with the piece. Spill your tea. I'm not here to judge.
I get the trend of spilling some tea, but some people were spilling things like they were gonna die tomorrow.
We were being cut off from the world. The point was to leave the United States of America, cut off from the rest of the world.
It's that the rest of the world still had TikTok. And people were like, let me know if you want me to download videos for you. Like,
yeah. 100%. Shout out Canada. They would have had our back. Anyway.
I mean, I did download Red Note, and I was excited about joining.
I didn't do that. I was really hoping my addiction would subside. And now, as you know, I'm kind of chronically offline compared to you.
Which is good, yeah.
Because
good for you.
I just learned the cast of The Traitors like a week and a half ago.
No, you were too chronically offline for that. You should have known that over the last 6 months. That was announced 6 months ago, Alicia.
No. Now I'm
no worries.
I'm helping my addiction.
I just need to know that I need to announce everything to you. I didn't know that 2 weeks ago.
I know. I think you were shocked at how offline I went.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I didn't realize
I'm back now watching Heated Rivalry edits, so we're okay. But
you're not tapped into everything because you give yourself a limit, which is good for you.
I do.
I just can't make assumptions about what you know.
Now just tell me everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think you knew this at the time because you were still tapped in that Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell broke up. When
which
they were
is
in
crazy
Japan.
that I had that. Yeah, that's crazy I got that because I don't give a shit about either of these people.
No, but that was the breakup. Minus Paige and Craig, that was the breakup of the year. Like, that rocked the world.
That was the Bachelor Nation's, like, version of Paige and Craig.
No, of Scandival.
Oh, true, because he fully, like, went. He broke up.
Like, she was on Call Her Daddy, like, 2 days later. That was groundbreaking. I did a full timeline on that breakup.
Yeah. He's a dick. I don't know why we're surprised. You know, he ran the New York City Marathon, and I fully, like, thumbs down to him. I was like, whatever.
Run to Antarctica. Like, get the fuck out of pop culture at this rate. I am so curious what that man's doing, but at the same time, I don't want to ever hear from him again.
It's just such, to me, a red flag when, like, men do stuff like that. Like, who's gonna date you after that?
Good point.
Like, you leave her in Japan, basically? What the fuck are you gonna do to me? Why would I date you? Yeah.
I mean, valid questions.
Never forget that one.
On a higher note, we had Trader Season 3, where we got Boston Rob, Wes, and Derek in cages.
Oh my God. I've never been, like, more horny for reality TV than that moment. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, I was salivating when that thing came at the end of that one episode. I think I was, like, crying, calling you. I was like, they're here. That was the horniest I've ever been.
Because we had seen Boston Rob in the promo, and then they were allowed. Out. Yeah, like on the first episode. Which was so
smart. Whoever the fuck did that was that's my move too. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I would want to do it.
As a fan or as a watcher, you want him in.
Yes.
But as a player, I'm voting him out.
This is a really easy show to put yourself in as a player. Like, Survivor, I never think, like, oh, this is what I would do. I'm like, whatever they want to do is what they want to do, you know? I don't know their mental capacity. But, like, in Traitors, it's really easy. And as someone who watches all of these shows and knows all of these people, it's easy for us to put ourselves in this position. You bet your ass if they're like, you get to kick someone out right now, I'm going to look around and be like, someone get Boston Rob.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to get him out. And whoever did it, hey, my hero.
But you and I are also smarter that there's no way they would bring Boston Rob all the way to Scotland to just have us vote on it. So
yeah.
That man was always coming back.
Of course. And again, bet your bottom dollar, those 3 show up, at least one's a traitor. Let's just kill them all to be safe.
That is, the way they let Boston Rob go on in that show for so long was crazy.
The way that they, like, welcomed these men, and I was like, the most dangerous is Boston Rob, then Wes, then Derek, but you gotta get them all. That's 1, 2, 3.
No. Dangerous as faithfuls or traitors. They are dangerous to every person's game.
They will kill you no matter what to get that prize. They don't want to work with you as a faithful because they want more money. They don't want you around as a traitor because they want more money. At the end of the day, Wes always has, like, he always says, like, all's fair and, like, or no, that's Johnny Bananas. Wes has a saying, I forget what it is, but it's something like, if it gets me more money, I'm going to do it. Like, it's just something like, duh, kill them all.
Kill 1, 2, 3.
Those 3 are, this was a really good one. I always this was the season 2 when they're like, we got to get out all the housewives. And I was like, no, you don't.
Yes. Which is why they're bringing Dorinda back for season 4.
But it was also when stupid Chrishell was like, Nikki, I think it's you.
That was insane.
I'm so upset that I'm like kind of into Chriselle now, but at the time I hated her, and that was so
that
funny.
was crazy because she's not a gamer. It coming from a gamer makes sense, but you have a best friend in this house who is giving no traitor vibes, by the way, and you immediately turn against her is crazy. When the biggest game players are in the house and Tom Sandoval, like you hated Tom Sandoval, and I'm pretty sure she voted Nikki out before Tom Sandoval.
I was just like Tom Sandoval. Oh, Dorinda was awesome. This was a really good. This was the hum. I really love Tom Sandoval.
Put him on another season of The Traitors. Doll?
Put him on another season of The Traitors. He could be on every single season for all I care. Him on game shows.
We talked about that in our BravoCon episode. But remember how what's the chief stew's name? And then Kate and Parvati came out, I think, in this season in dresses for like a challenge. Yes. Bring Tom Sandoval back and have him sing Hamana to the new cast.
Oh,
he can be a part of a challenge, so at least he's on it and gives us the way.
Like, I don't think people found that as funny as I did. And you can find it funny, but for those of us who know that, like, it was 10 times funnier than any non-Bravo watchers.
No, 1,000%, because the problem is there's three subsets. There's the people who are hardcore Bravo people who knew Sandoval boots on the ground. Then there were people who are like Bravo stans or pop culture people who like heard about Sandoval, like know of Tom Sandoval, but like you don't know him like I know.
They didn't live it. They didn't live it. We lived Sandoval.
And then there's people who have never heard of that man's name in their life, and it's like, okay, but do you know how much this man wants to sing? And he has to sing these tunes?
I know everyone was like, oh my God, he thinks he's good. And I was like, no, you have no idea how good he thinks he is.
But also, at the same time, he is probably the best person at this.
Yes,
and
but
that is
him
the
putting
Venn diagram of him in terribleness of him, but while being good.
But him putting the finger in his ear to like really get the pitch was
so good. To people who don't know music, it didn't matter how good you did it.
Oh, it was absolute cinema. This was a really good season of The Traitors.
Yeah.
I will say though, for season 4, and as we continue, if anyone that's listening ever gets cast on The Traitors, just know we have yet to have a really dumb traitor. So if you're like, hey, this person is really dumb, they're probably not a traitor. Like in The Castle, if you're like,
true.
I don't know, Tom Sandoval seems really dumb. You shouldn't be
but
like,
as we're giving this advice, season 4 has already been filmed, and the next season they're filming is normies. So I think there's going to be a dumb traitor. So like, that advice only applies to celebrities
because we know them.
Yeah, and season 5 isn't filming in for a while. So like if you're going to be on it, we want you to come on our podcast, but don't take that advice if they're normies.
No. If you're a normie, you need to come to us separately. We can help.
Yeah. But we have talked about a lot of strategies if we went on shows, especially together or separate.
I would really love if they just cast us together.
I know.
And we could maybe
we have a whole game plan. Let's not discuss it too publicly because we still have this game plan. Yeah, you never know.
We've also have the same game plan basically for Big Brother if we get cast in the same season.
No, that's where it started.
Yeah, we could do it.
Well, the winners of Traitors season 3, I just want to remind everybody, was Gabby, Wendy, Dylan Efron, Dolores, and Lord Ivor Mountbatten.
Lord Ivor should be dead. I don't know what he is doing here. Dolores is so funny. Dolo, it was incredible. She was so stupid.
They're so stupid.
Who was it that she's
got
like
drug along?
Yeah, who was Dolo? Remember, was like, this person told me they're not a traitor, so I'm gonna believe them because family runs deep or something. She's
it has to be Boston Rob.
I think it was
Danielle.
Like that, no, it was like a girl.
You're right.
She's like,
you're right.
I got Danielle's back. I'm a cop. I'm a cop's daughter. Whatever she.
I'm
a
the
correctional
daughter of a cop.
officer or whatever she fucking said. But yeah, she was like the way she acted. that's not giving traitor. And I was like, that's literally giving traitor. Hello?
Man.
Yeah, and Ivor. The other two, Gabby and Dylan, I think had solid games. Dylan, though, he was really sad to vote out Boston Robin. I was like, this man needs to move it along. Remember, I was literally like, he's going to drive me nuts. Vote your man out. You
Vote
know.
your man out. You got to know when to cut your closest ally.
Yeah. I wish Sierra had made it to the end. I think she was playing a strong game.
She's not actually good at this stuff. We have to accept that.
But I want her to be.
But she's someone you drag along and then you cut. You have to cut her.
It's like Ivor. You could have. I wish it was Sierra instead of Ivor there.
No, I understand, but you need the dumb idiots like Ivor.
Yeah, that's
who
true.
Have no clue what's going on.
you need Dolores, who's gonna burn a vote on Tom Sandoval every time, and then burn it on Ivor, and Ivor will burn it back on Dolores, and then Gabby and Dylan get to control the vote.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. What else happened?
Two things that don't matter, but just highlights of the year. Fourth Wing's newest book came out in quarter one. Yes, it was a big moment. And then
it's right here.
I know. And then we did have the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit, which I don't even want to get into, but I do have to mention that.
But I read the whole thing.
No, I know you did, and that episode exists for everybody else.
It's still going on.
That's why I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. I've given up. At this point, I've said where I stand, and I just have to eat shit if I'm wrong.
I understand. In quarter two, it started in Q1 in March, but Denise Richards' show, which flopped. So I'm only bringing it up because we are going to one season wonder this soon.
Amazing. Okay, good, because I didn't watch it.
I only watched definitely first episode, but maybe the second. So that happened. And then she gets divorced, later that year, she starts her divorce proceedings. So that's why I think we need to watch it. Like, we need to watch what happened before they got started the divorce.
Wait. When did the show come on?
It came on, I remember laying in my bed in New Orleans, Mardi Gras weekend. So that was mid-March or early March. And then it had 6 to 8 episodes.
Getting divorced?
And then she filed for divorce this summer.
Who'd she get divorced from?
Aaron Vipers?
Oh, I don't know. For a second, I was like, it's not Charlie Sheen. He's dead.
Stop. No, he's not dead.
Oh, is he not dead?
This is where you're chronically offline.
Is he not dead? No, I know. 2.5 Men? Charlie Sheen, right? I thought he died. Does he just have a big drug problem, or?
Okay, whoa. Okay, we're gonna jump ahead to this year because
did he
Denise had her show. Okay. No, he didn't die.
Okay, he's alive.
He's presently, right now when we're recording this, he's alive. Alicia, so she had her show. Denise files for divorce, and then a month later, hold on. His Netflix documentary came out, which probably made you think he was dead. Because why would you have a Netflix documentary about your life when you're alive? But he's very much alive.
The second Google search, if you look up "is Charlie," it pops up Sheen still alive.
Yeah, I bet because he was on so many drugs when we were kids.
I just assumed.
Okay, but nothing in any instance.
He's been sober since 2017.
Yeah.
Fucking sorry. All right.
Okay, he's alive. Denise participated in his documentary. It was a 2-episode documentary thing. It was good. I recommend it because he is the person to be honest, and I appreciate that. Tell me it all.
I thought he's been dead for a while, I feel like.
How many years did you think that man was dead?
He was on a lot of drugs when we were growing up. I just assumed
1000%
everyone else that was on drugs seemed to die. I just assumed. I feel like he also disappeared. You know what? He disappeared from TV, and I just assumed.
No, he didn't willingly. They appropriately fired him.
Exactly, and then he never appeared in really anything else, and I just went,
well.
Died?
If you didn't watch Denise's show that flopped, but Charlie Sheen does make an appearance, so.
Okay.
It's alive.
Sorry. He's only 59.
You know what? I shouldn't have spoiled that. You would have just assumed he was dead, and then him appearing would have just shocked your system.
Honest, he's not the first, man that I thought has died when they haven't actually died. This is the second time this has happened to me. Believe it or not.
Okay. Another drug addict that happened in March.
Still alive?
That is still alive. Is Jax Taylor announced to the world that he was addicted to cocaine.
Yeah. And then I did a video and he got us blocked. Yeah. So
No.
Up.
We were blocked before that.
Were we? Great.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Don't you worry. That light work there.
I thought it was on my shoulders.
I mean, I think you were the reason
we
got blocked, but
I think it was on one. I think we were blocked on one thing, and then he blocked us on the other.
Right. We got blocked on TikTok this time around because of the cocaine comments.
Shout out.
Yeah, and also his podcast tour got canceled, which I don't know who was buying tickets to that prior to his addiction becoming public.
He was like some petty 50-cent Ja Rule shit. Someone bought out the first 2 rows.
Wait, that would have been epic.
No, because then tickets would have actually sold. This was like 0% people were going.
Yeah, no, they blamed it on him coming out, quote unquote, as an addict, even though it was obvious to everybody but him.
That was a day I can say I wasn't shocked.
One of the days in 2025, I wasn't shocked this year.
Yeah. Like the amount of things men have done this year that I've been like, are you kidding? This wasn't one of them. I'm actually happy at how calm I was when I found this out.
Absolutely
it's
true.
Like I'm happy he knows now.
Yeah, I felt at peace for one moment of the year.
Yeah. It was that moment. Shout out.
Well, season 2 of The Value also premiered, and we saw Jax going to rehab. But in better news, we saw Kristen get engaged, and then later in this actual year, Kristen had her first baby.
I know. I'm very happy for Kristen. Kristen Doty is someone that you can't help now but root for. Back in the day, you didn't, but now you got to root for Kristen.
It's all about the arc of the story.
It's the growth,
and Kristen has had quite an arc.
Kristen has arced. She's great.
Yeah. In March, we also had, basketball took over your life and my life.
Oh, I did March Madness. Yeah.
March Madness. We also vowed to write a Love and Basketball book and TV show.
It's really fallen on the wayside.
It's okay. We have plenty of years. It'll take some time.
Yeah, there's so many good sports stuff now. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm still interested in the friends to teammates to lovers.
Same
pipeline.
Same. And we'll get into.
I think we could break up a lot. And I think that there were a lot of injuries, which I love an injury in a sports drama.
I think that adds the drama that we have a lot of things to model the story after.
Yeah. To me, injuries not only hurt the person watching, the person not getting injured, but then the person that was injured is in a mentally terrible place. And then they fight more. And I really enjoy the makeup then.
I agree.
That we have to break up for sure. Yeah. So we'll write it, but Love and Basketball still is one of the greatest sports movies ever made, and we stand on that.
Absolutely. We are combined on that.
We would never try to outdo it.
No,
we would only try and pay homage to it.
Let's
make it clear.
Man, I'm gonna have to watch that tonight.
I know, same.
Well, something we don't love like that is when Katy Perry went on her flight to space and she kissed the ground and held a daisy.
She's so fucking insane. She's so out of touch. I just can't.
No, I can't
believe all those people came back alive. And there are so many poor astronauts who actually went out to space for science and died. And those people, I'm not saying could have died, but they came back perfectly fine. Not a scratch on them. They only went up for a minute.
Didn't die in vain because they actually did stuff. Yeah, where Katy Perry and whoever else was on that fucking flight.
Gayle King, never forget. They fuck you, girl.
Do they cross the line? It's like you and me driving over to Indiana, putting a foot in and coming back. What was the point of this?
Can we also just acknowledge in the year of 2025, there are a lot of people financially struggling, and these people are like, what if we basically did the submarine that blew up, but in space? What if we just did that?
At least that one blew up and that's so mean. That's so mean.
Oh my God.
This was at least we lost lives. Anyways, Moving on.
Anyway,
Into a real loss was
Okay.
Garcelle Beauvais left Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and
Oh, I was
unfollowed
about to be
everybody on
like
the cast.
R.I.P. What? You were like a real
Oh,
loss.
no. A true loss to society was Garcelle Beauvais from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, her leaving. Fuck you, Sutton. I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you for that.
And then they spent the entire first episode here in December talking about her leaving, yet they called her boring for 2 seasons straight. Get off my girl's back.
How dare Sutton not be friends with her? I'm so happy she still has a friendship with Kathy Hilton, because you know Kathy is top fucking dog.
And who is Sutton's housekeeper that she let go?
Oh, Avi.
Avi. I think it's Avi. Yeah, Avi came to her TV show or movie premiere, whatever she released recently. So besties.
Love that. Well, yeah, Garcelle's still friends with the top dogs, which I think bothers Sutton, because I know Sutton wants that exclusivity. But I think at the end of the day, Kathy Hilton's picking Garcelle over Sutton any day, and I support that.
I agree.
Also, I feel like Jennifer Tilly still has a little thing with Garcelle. I feel like they still might be. They were besties. I love Jennifer Tilly getting that Simpsons money.
Being friendly, publicly, because also Beverly Hills and rich people in LA have a small circle that I think Jennifer Tilly can ride that line.
I think so too. I love Jennifer Tilly, and I hope it pisses Sutton off for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
I don't care. Anyway.
And even better news. In April, we got a new pope, and he was from Chicago, and you and I rode that so hard. I will never stop talking about that man. I'm Catholic again.
Same. What's even better is people have told my dad he looks like the Pope. And so, he's been told by multiple people. I wanted him for Halloween to dress up as the Pope. He did not, but maybe next year I can get him
next
to.
Year. We have years.
He really does kind of look like Pope Leo.
It's a lifetime appointment, so he has a long time to ride this.
I think they're doppelgangers, because my dad is also from Chicago South Side and a White Sox fan. He didn't go to Villanova. But
that's okay. You can't have everything.
Actually, can I tell you new news that coincides with this news?
What?
It has to do with the WNBA. So they
had your dad and the Pope?
No, the Popes. But not, listen, go with me. So they were doing the WNBA draft, lottery pick to see which team gets next year's 1 through 5 picks. Yeah. And the player that they picked from the Dallas Wings, which is one of the worst teams in the league, right, to go, she had gone last year. She got the number 1 pick. They got Paige Becker, so she's going back again. But she met the Pope because she went to Villanova and she shook his hand, and everyone was like, well, she's going to get the number 1 pick. She was blessed by the Pope, and she did it again. For the second year in a row. The Dallas Wings have the number 1 pick because this Maddie Segrist was blessed by the Pope. She actually got to meet him. And I was like, that's insane that you got to meet my dad.
No, my governor, J.V. Pritzker, has met the Pope as well. And I'm like,
that's insane.
That's my dream. I've never wanted to meet a Pope in my life except for this one.
Listen, when I went to Italy last summer, I was in the Vatican City and I was like, God, it's hot. I don't want to be here. I don't give a shit. Now I would wait hours, days, months, years to meet the Pope. I would wait in line to meet this Pope. I'm so obsessed with him.
I'm not that obsessed because I also was in Italy this year while he was Pope, and I didn't go to Vatican City. I didn't even try.
You should.
Sorry.
I would try to meet him. I would be honored, actually. And he's also very liberally Catholic. Does that make sense? As
liberal as you can be as a Catholic Pope.
Yeah.
Because I do understand that is a tough position. You can't just course correct the entire church.
No. But he's made his stances.
Yeah.
I'm shout out
him calling out the U.S. especially. We needed an American Pope.
Yeah. I also
at this time.
Sometimes instead of praying to God, I just pray to the Pope specifically.
Wait.
Because I think that's more my vibe. Because I'm only Catholic with him right now. I'm still getting back in the swing.
Your prayers are going through him to whatever he believes in.
Yeah. I'm aligned with the Pope.
Yeah.
Not with the Catholic Church, but whatever the Pope says.
in the Catholic Church, you know, there's a belief that Jesus walked the earth. So it's like, that's my version of Jesus. Not saying he's like God's son, but he is my door to God.
He's where I'm connecting through. And wherever he's
my portal. Yeah.
He's my guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Pope Leo. May you live forever.
I hope you love this next bit even more because also in April, May-ish time, you had to apologize to your cousin publicly.
I did. I haven't seen him since. Which is so funny. I'm going to see him at Christmas and I really hope it's brought up. I haven't seen him because I didn't go back for Thanksgiving and I really haven't been back. I've seen his parents. They've said nothing to me about it. And my dad has hung out with him and he has said nothing. Did they say that
he listened?
No, because I think I told my dad the episode he listened to is titled "For the Girls and the Girls, the Gays, and the Theys." And my dad found that so funny because my cousin is your typical macho white guy. So
it's like, what drew you to this episode?
Yeah, why this episode specifically? I think it's because we had talked politics.
Yeah, you wanted to be triggered and you happen to also be spoken upon.
Oh, he picked the perfect episode. The best was then I tried to be like, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. Because, like, I am. I'm sorry I hurt your...
Well, that's what the problem was.
Yeah, you are upset because I did something that hurt you. I'm apologizing for hurting your feelings. And he was like, no, I don't have feelings. It's all good. And I was like, all right. And they told me about
macho it up.
A woman fisherman. He was like, this is how you should use your podcast. And I was like, okay. I'll give her a shout out. And I did.
Also, the video clip that I posted on TikTok about that went triple platinum. So many people ask what you're talking about because you having to apologize to a man has gone triple platinum.
Listen, if a man wants to really be upset and own up to me that his feelings were really hurt, then I'll apologize. But you gotta give it to me.
But you
give me a reason to apologize. Give me a reason to apologize. You're that upset about it. I'll apologize. Just admit to me you're upset.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see him at Christmas.
This year we got 2 seasons of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. The first happened in April with season 2. Yeah. And we'll talk about it more with season 3 whenever we get to the fall. Okay. But season 2 really encapsulated the Taylor, Frankie, Paul, and Dakota back and forth drama. We had Jen with her depression while pregnant, which was really sad. Don't thumbs down that.
No, sorry. I was on Taylor, Frankie, Paul, and then I was like, back up. Hang on. I was thinking.
And then we learned about Marciano. So I want to pause it there because we'll get to the rest of that in season 3 because I want to jump to Love Island. We spent most of the summer watching that. And
regrettably,
we have Nicolandria coming out of that. And I'm into it. Shelley.
No. Listen, I talked a lot of shit. You had to give me time to get used to them. I didn't know Nicolandria. And I follow Landria now, and I'm kind of into it. They're kind of hot. But I am still confused a little by it. I don't know why.
100%. I think you're rightfully confused. I think people who decide in 0.5 seconds if they're for or against something, I don't trust them.
I think he's really yearning for her, which is what I like.
Yeah.
And I think she also really loves him, but it's just funny that he yearns way more. So I'm sitting here like, I think she's just chilling, you know, and I'm okay with it.
As she should.
But I think she actually does like him. But
also separately, I like them as humans. Yes, and usually I feel like with couples from Love Island, I usually stand only one person. So I stand the couple because of one person.
Yeah. No. I really like them both separately. I think Nick is the single funniest person that was on Love Island this year.
100% agree.
He really cracked me up. I think his humor got lost a lot of the time.
He's that white man that get us. Or like
he's too funny for a normal man, so the women laugh at his jokes. You know what I mean? Like, he's sophisticated.
Yeah. But it's the type funny. That we're like, he's the Wes Wilson. You know, like he just...
Yes. He has it. He has whatever it is. He has it. Yeah. That was, you know what? It wasn't a great I think it was produced weird.
The season specifically, terrible. Love those two. I'm down bad for those two, like, separately together.
Yes. Agreed.
They were recently on a magazine cover talking about their relationship, how, like, chaotic it is to like come out of things, like what they would do next. And I also think that the world hasn't fallen in love with their relationship because they don't publicly talk about it often.
Yeah.
And I believe it more because they don't talk about it, if that makes sense.
That's a good point. Yeah. They don't. So yeah, I think that's why it still kind of confuses me, but it's not for me to know.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, yes, you have a relationship in the public eye.
Yeah.
But I don't need to know everything.
And it made it hard that they got together at the end, so we didn't get that much time with them.
You had valid reason to doubt it.
A lot of these other couples that even like don't publicize their relationship after Love Island, we saw for probably before Casa and onward.
Yeah.
These people, it was like fucking weeks after Casa, it felt like that. I was finally like, oh, now we're getting together. And then the show ended, and I was like, what do we do?
In a world of the season, because what was this, 7?
Yes.
This season felt more performative on every level because of the success of season 6. So I think their lack of performance on their relationship made me believe it more, if that makes it like any sense. Because we had Shelley and Ace, where I felt that was so performative. It grossed me out in the opposite way, where you didn't believe Alandria and Nick. I didn't believe Shelley and Ace in any capacity because of how they played it up so much. And now look at them. They're not together.
I believe the rumor that they had known each other and they were dating before. Like, I was kind of in on that a little.
Not because of their relationship. You love a rumor.
I love a rumor. I really liked Shelley. I also just wanted her away from Austin. So I was like, literally date Ace.
I get that.
Like root.
But when Ace,
this season was hard. We don't have to go back and what are we doing? Why are we?
No, I know. But they Shelley and Ace basically broke up recently because I think finally the dynamics that had been present the entire time were really brought to the surface, and there's no way forward. Of Ace just wants fame. And I get that. You go on a reality TV show, I don't fault you for that by any means. But don't pretend you're something you're not with this like relationship that's the top dog relationship and then shit on other relationships.
Honestly, I don't even care that they broke up, and I don't care the reason, and I don't care to discuss it because I told you I don't keep up with these losers.
Well, losers that you were not willing to accept, but did because Jill fucking talked about them on our podcast when she guest hosted, were the Next Gen NYC crew. You only watched them because she said that they were
Jill
great.
Yep.
Yes.
I trusted Jill.
Yes, you did. And it was a good season, and we're yearning for season 2.
Yearning is a hard word, but
okay.
we're
watch. Excited.
I'm upset about Hudson not being around anymore. It's a big loss for me. I really like them. I agree with that. But I'm interested to see where it goes. Because I don't know. I'm mostly interested for that one chaotic woman that she was Georgia. Chaos in a bottle. Yeah. Yes. She was chaos. Yes. I loved her. I don't know why everyone else hated her. I was obsessed.
Okay, here are some quick headlines and things that happened in the end of summer. We had the Coldplay Kiss Cam, which was diabolical.
Oh, it was amazing.
We had the Sydney Sweeney Jeans ad, which we're not even going to really go into, but the downfall of her career, and now she's trying to, like, backtrack on that.
Shout out Amanda Seyfried for trying to help her get her career back on point so their movie doesn't flop.
Seriously.
She's a liberal queen. We stand Amanda Seyfried.
We love her. Yes.
100%.
We also had the Hamilton TikTok edits that took over everything. Those were amazing.
Alexander, go back to sleep.
We also had, I can't remember if her name's Karen or Kendra because we called her one of the names, but the girl who fell in love with her psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she's still going on TikTok,
I never found out what
we abandoned that.
No, I couldn't care less. Also, just as a note, if we have to talk about Sydney Sweeney's jeans thing, we got to talk about the Cat's Eyes jeans for rebuttal. The commercial.
The what?
Did you not know about the other jean commercial?
Who did it?
I talked about this. Cat's Eye?
I don't remember it.
The girl, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
I don't remember this.
Oh my God, I mentioned it. No. Sydney Sweeney did the American Eagle ad, right? And then Old Navy got Cat's Eye, which is a girl group.
Yes.
Of 6 women And I believe
Yes.
they're all of color, which is amazing. And then they did it to My Milkshake Brings All the Boys. Because then everyone was copying it with the Mean Girl sound where they're like, hi, Kylie. And she's like, hey. And they're doing
yes. Okay.
10
Yeah.
out of
Yes.
Just end
You
on a
brought me
high
back.
note there. Cat's eye.
Good point. In even a higher note, Sheena Shea's audiobook came out this summer.
Incredible.
And I blew up on TikTok over Sheena Shea's glorious words. And you know what? For the first time in my life, I will thank Sheena Shea. Thank you, Sheena Shea.
I love Sheena. She's the best.
I've done other audiobooks and nothing has reached that point. So, I will give credit where credit's due.
Sheena's incredible.
This summer, we also finished The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, and we are getting a movie.
It's the cacao bean. I'm still pro Jeremiah on the cacao. I'm pro the cake. What the fuck is Belly talking about? We can't afford the cake. Oh, yeah, I think we can.
That's the thing I would spend the most money on.
I actually think we can, Belly. Why don't you stop getting a dress? Wear your swimsuit and let's go. Don't get a new dress.
We don't need it that far. We don't need that far.
Don't get a new dress.
Okay, listen. Jeremiah eventually became like a chef. If you had these skills, you could have made your own fucking cacao cake. I believe in the cake as a whole.
He was working
for his dad.
He was working. His dad, the champagne addict. Yeah, I love Adam. He was hilarious. My favorite scene was when Conrad was like, I'm in love with her. And his dad's like, who?
Who? Who the fuck is this chick?
So absent. And then Conrad's like, it's Belly. And you could just tell the dad is like, he's like me with brothers. He's like, yuck, I don't want to be involved.
The memes that came out and he was like, stomach?
I love Adam. Yeah, what a season. I am not excited for the movie they announced. I think we could have just ended.
I'm worried about it. I don't think it's going to be good.
What's going to go wrong? It's just about their love life. The whole point was they were arguing they weren't together. That was we were yearning for it.
Yearning for her while she's getting married to his brother.
Now he has her. What are we doing now? Hello? I don't want to watch them in domestic bliss.
I agree.
I want to watch
conflict
them fighting.
is that they probably live, she lives in Paris and he lives in California, which is a diabolical time change. But okay.
Maybe one of them will get injured or something. And then we have that.
Okay, but all we got was when he got cut when he was surfing and they were gazing into each other's eyes.
He was losing blood.
Do you remember
that
more
scene?
Concerned.
He was losing blood and she's like, I might kiss him. And I was like, he's bleeding out. Did you see those stairs? I'll never forget. That was great. What a dumb fucking show. Yep. Great. I'm glad I watched all episodes.
Absolutely. This fall, we also learned, we haven't gotten it yet, but we do have a spinoff to Summer House called In the City. Yep. So we know Lindsay Hubbard will stay in our life. Thank God.
Thank God. She's someone I would lay my life on the line for.
Absolutely. We also, and by we, I mean you mainly, watched Dancing with the Stars and all of that. But we had a draft.
I have to be so honest. I never watched the finale. I never watched it.
Oh, that's okay. I feel like the fandom because I watch it through your videos and then I also see the fandom online. The fandom online was psychotic. What is going on?
They're kind of crazy. Yeah. I again am not agreeing with the votes. These shows where there's votes, I'm never on the. As we know, I'm not on the.
You hate American voting.
I'm never aligned, I feel like.
No.
Anyway, but we did have a draft, which made it a little more fun. And I did win. So.
Yeah. But you won't win. We're going to do a Trader's Draft, so join our Patreon to learn more about that.
I don't know. I'm 1-0 so far. You're 0-1.
No, this is my redemption era. Because I know these people. I didn't know really Dancing with the Stars. And
you picked well. You picked well.
I agree.
Honestly, I think America screwed you because they didn't like Winnie.
That's what I'm saying. America isn't involved in Traders. So I think I will do better with America not being involved in the voting system.
Well, the best you can get is 1-1. The worst you can get is 0-2. So we'll see.
That's true. Here are some highlights from the news cycle in the fall. Was we had the Louvre heist, and you and I learned we were both in Group 7, and I'm just wondering what people are up to now in Group 7.
Oh my God, I wouldn't be in any other group. I
No,
love Group 7.
never.
Shout out the people too of the Louvre heist. Never forget you.
I need to look them up and what they're doing now, because I think two of
think
them
they
were
were caught.
arrested, but I don't know what happened to the jewels.
They were never recovered, and that's what I love to hear.
You know what?
Sorry.
One can hope.
Sorry,
they're at the British Museum now.
I hope that like they got arrested, but whoever they gave the money to is living large off those jewels.
I would hope the same for you. If you and I were involved in a heist and one of us got
give
caught,
you up. Yeah,
no.
Take the jewels, live your life. Remember
your
me.
life.
Give me credit for the rest of your life.
Put some money on my commissary.
Yeah.
But like,
you have to take care of me for the rest of your life. But like everything you do, you're doing for me at that point. You're going on vacation for me.
Absolutely. Mail me the photos of the beach you're on. But again, you need to do it through like a third party, so then like you don't get caught.
Carry a life-size picture of me and put me on the beach and take photos.
Flat Stanley for
want.
the rest of life.
That's what I want. Yep.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah.
We had some great housewives in Real Housewives of Miami and the reunion. We had Adriana and Julia had an alleged hookup come up, and we got conversations about a Haitian mortician with a coffee maker, which blew the internet up on Miami.
Yeah. The accent is really what does it on that one.
Absolutely. And then over on Salt Lake City, that show started amazingly all season, and we got the crossover with Below Deck Down Under, which we've talked endlessly about them.
That was insane. There's never been a better like consecutive episodes of Housewives. Like I repeatedly said I had 0 notes.
And what's great is we get Below Deck Down Under premiering on February 2nd. So, like, we're going to get to relive this again.
The best is, like, we are, but it's going to be, like, the funnier part where we know what they're arguing. And everyone's just like, do they want the zombie ice cream cake now? John, the chef, is just, like, yelling. And then Daisy's like,
it's Ben.
Or Ben, you're right, it's Ben. Ben is yelling, like, I have the ice cream cake. And Daisy's like, well, I don't know.
Send it out.
They're literally throwing knives at each other. One girl's puking over the side. What do you want me to do? And then she shows up with a smile with the ice cream cake. And they're like, can we place this here? I can't
That's
wait.
the thing, is they cut it. Like, they're fighting in the galley about whether or not to serve it. And then they're like, and we're serving. You know, like, you just got to roll with it no matter what's happening outside.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Ben, shout out. I did forget it was Ben. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, we had Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 3 premiere, and this gave us the Demi, Jesse, Marciano. I don't even want to call it a love triangle because it's way grosser than that. But even worse, we got Pissgate out of that. And that's what I wanted to discuss, because you and I never discussed this on the podcast.
Yeah, disgusting. We don't have to. I feel like we don't have to.
Okay, all I want to say, though, is the way that came out the Wednesday before Thanksgiving was the craziest experience. Because how did all the people who cared about pop culture go to their Thanksgiving? And I thought about it on Thanksgiving, but I can't imagine being Demi going to a Thanksgiving.
Here's the thing, right? Like, this is not the first time this thing has happened.
What, drinking someone's piss, or a diabolical thing being announced?
No, that's a sexual kink. People drink other people's piss.
I know, but people don't out it like that.
That's what's crazy, is that Jessie said it like a drive-by. She was like, and she just said it. And then they all joked about it. Like, Demi was joking, and I was like, oh my God, this is insane. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We don't have to talk about it.
We can move on, because something greater entered our lives, and I got you to watch Maxton Hall, and we really entered our year of yearning, because we started with The Summer I Turned Pretty, we went to Maxton Hall, and we will be ending with our final yearning.
I also read a lot of books with yearning, I'll just say, but the Maxton Hall was a good yearn. It was a great German show. These German kids in London, It was awesome.
The way
Just
you call
like-
them German kids.
They are. They're supposed to be German children. They're in high
No,
school.
they're not.
How old are
I
they?
realized that when I was editing our podcast episode about this, that you think they're Germans living in England.
What are they?
They're just English kids living in England, but it's produced by a German company, so they speak German.
Yeah, no, I get that they're maybe not German, but the show's in German, and these actors are also German, right? So they're just German.
One point
kids.
you joked about driving from Germany to London, and I was like,
really
"Do you think that they're German?"
Well, the show was in German, and so then
I didn't tell you anything about it. I just told you had to watch it.
And then they said it's 2 hours to London, and I was like, "Excuse me?" He's like,
not
"Oh, we'll
from
take
Germany.
the car," and I went, "Where are we?" Because they were speaking German.
You're so right.
I don't think that there's a community of Germans.
A community of Germans.
In the UK or whatever. But for the sake of the show, it's a German show, so they're a bunch of German kids. That's what they kind of are though, right? They're German.
You're not wrong.
Like, if they all spoke Spanish, I'd be like, they're a bunch of Spanish kids living in the UK. It's
okay. You're right.
It's just, what am I supposed to say? It's a bunch of English kids who speak German outside. It's German kids.
It gets wordy. They're German kids living in the UK. I thought
you were telling me they weren't kids. I was like, they're in high school. I know that technically the actors are not. I thought you were going to be like, no, that's college. Just be like, no, I think we're going to Oxford.
Yeah. What's crazy is all 3 seasons basically happen within 1 year.
Yeah, no, we never get to Oxford.
No. Oh, you know what? I never mentioned this on our podcast episode about, because we did a deep dive on that. Damien, the main lead actor, the male actor, he's going to school for medicine. He is becoming a doctor.
Whoa. If that was my doctor, I hate a hot doctor. Woof. I hate a hot doctor.
He's finished medical school. In present day, he has finished medical school and has to do residency. And he's like, I'm coordinating shooting my films that I have upcoming around residency.
So he's going to be a real doctor?
He wants to do both. He would love to be a surgeon, but he can't because he knows he would have to dedicate his whole life to it. It got
really hot in here.
Agreed. Listen, he would love to be a surgeon. He's going to do surgical residencies because he loves that. But you have to really dedicate your life to it, and he wants to do both. And so he's just going to be a general practitioner so he can act and be a doctor. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
The way if that was my doctor, I couldn't go. I can't be at my most vulnerable in front of him. Are you kidding?
I'm so in love with that man.
No, wow. I don't know what to do.
Thank God I don't live in Germany. I'm not a German kid in the UK.
Oh my God. The way if I was in German, I would go to, if I was in Germany.
We're frazzled. I can't speak because when I think about that man, I can't speak.
I would be arrested for stalking. There's no question in my mind.
I had to look up his age because I was like, if he is 22 years old, I can't yearn after that man. He's 28. Don't worry.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's an acceptable age for both of us.
That's a sweet spot for us. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my God. I really am blushing. Oh,
wait,
my cheeks are hot.
Wait, let me one up that. He only takes projects he feels passionately about, and not just it's a great script. Production companies he values and thinks highly of, and he works with he's a big sponsor of, I forget the company, but it's Green World Peace or whatever the company is that cares about the earth. This is why I fell so hard. I cannot, we spent so much time talking about 2 seasons that I didn't have time to tell you why I was so in love with them.
Oh my God, he's a white man and I'm obsessed.
A worthy white man.
I think I would lay my life on the line for him too.
No, he's so beautiful and is worth it.
God.
I know.
You know what? All the men out there who want to date me, you're lucky you're not dating me because I'd kill you for him. I don't even know him. I've never even been in the same country as him.
I have. That's not true. That's not true because he was in New York a few weeks ago.
Woo! I've barely been in countries with him. I've spent maybe 3 days in my life in the same country as this man, and I would kill
That's my
anyone
dream.
for him. Yeah, my parents better watch out, because if this man says kill your parents, I'd be like, no questions. Yes. Yeah, absolute. Woo! All right. So
we have a third season to look forward to next year. So
anyway,
we'll yearn later.
I'm so pathetic. Okay, at least it's a worthy guy.
Okay, we're gonna turn it back to us because it's our 6th podcast anniversary. We've been doing this for 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah, that happened right around Thanksgiving.
You know, one more year. Well, I guess that's friendship, not podcasting. But 7 years of friendship means you're friends forever. And we did a year.
Friends longer than that.
Year before that, I think.
2 years. We met in at our holiday party in 2017. I swear. Over appetizers.
And then 2 years exactly later, because our holiday party was probably mid-December.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what we should do?
Start a podcast.
It was mostly because thank God our job let you go, because then we got laid off. Yeah, then
I can't live my life without you.
You were like, we have to meet up. We have to make an active choice to meet up. And then COVID hit.
It's credit to you, because you were like, you need to come to our old company's happy hours, even though I probably shouldn't have.
They didn't care. No one cared.
Yeah, but that's weird.
Yeah, but HR wasn't there, and everyone else was pissed that you were gone.
We barely had an HR. Yeah.
But everyone else that was at the happy hour was pissed that you were gone.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, we didn't talk to them anyway. And Mara didn't like hanging out with just me.
Not actually, yeah.
And Mara didn't like hanging out with just you either. She needed the both of us so that she could escape.
She needed distance because we were actual friends, so she could just be like, oh, cute.
Whatever happened to Mara? Whoa. Wait, I resent that, because I did a lot for Mara when she was moving. I fucking walked boxes down the street of Chicago for this woman. Her? We had to go buy boxes after work one day at the Home Depot, and we got like a bunch of boxes, because Mara's rich, in case y'all didn't know. She bought a lot of boxes.
She bought boxes, yeah.
And she was like, well, I'm not gonna pay for an Uber, so she's not that rich. And I was like, so how do we get them back to your fucking place? Because they were also big. How would they fit in a car? You know, it was one of those things. And so we had to walk. I'm like 5'2". My wingspan is not that big. And I'm like outstretched carrying boxes for blocks, because the nearest Home Depot was not near her apartment. And my ass had to walk.
I know exactly what Home Depot you're talking about. And I know where she lived.
Not Clark. Or
Halstead.
It was Halstead. And then we had to walk to her apartment on Fulton.
That is so far for city walking with boxes.
I was real friends with her. I also did kickball with just her. So she had to hang out with me once a week. She had to get dinner with me. And after the holiday party, when you lost your phone and you said you can't sleep over.
My phone was stolen.
It was stolen, yes. But you had no phone. And then you were like, not to be rude, but I don't want you sleeping over. You and I were always real friends,
because I was
going to sleep in your apartment.
To have you, but I was having a mental crisis.
You were very upset, which was assumed. So then I looked at Mara and I was like, well,
and Mara was like, I have to take in this straight.
But no, the best was when we were there. She had a little couch, like a 2-seater.
A love seat, yeah.
Listen, I'm 5'2". I can fit on a little love seat. That's fine. I sleep on my love seat all the time. And so I was like getting ready, and she goes, just get in bed with me. And I was like, are you kidding? And so I slept right next to her. And yeah, I'll never forget. I woke up the next day and looked at her and went, good morning. Good morning, sweetheart. And she was so mad. And then the two of us had to go in the office because we had the same
Friday scheduled.
So Mara and I were real friends, and then she never responded.
Oh my God.
I got broken up with by being ghosted.
But I haven't ghosted you. We've been friends for years.
Also, Mara, I think, just actually hated me because I would never ask you to carry boxes for me.
No, I'm so sorry. I would never involve you in that.
I would never. No, I'm nice enough to be like, I like Meredith too much than to have her.
We're actual friends because I would never do that to you.
Yeah, Mara was like, can you just carry them back with me? And I was like, well, all right. And then I had to walk back to my apartment. And I was like, this is stupid, Mara.
I hate that for you.
But I did. That was my final time seeing her ever. She's alive. She's in Florida.
That's true.
I wonder if she ever comes back to Chicago.
No, there's no way. I've never seen her on our Instagram story. You and I would have texted about it.
she could just not post. But I would love for her. Sometimes I like wish she would just run into you and you'd be like, Mara. And she'd be like,
No,
no,
because I
thanks.
lived so close to where she lived at that.
You went out
apartment.
with her friends. You guys were also real friends.
Yes.
I don't think she wanted you out with her friends, but you went.
That's not true. Well, her friends wanted me.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah. She didn't like you.
We all
her
did
friends
that Christmas bar crawl where I spent time with both of your guys' friends, and Mara's friends liked me, and they championed me to come out. If I remember at the
end of the day, you and I like ended up together. Yes. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like you and I were together at the start, and then I was like, Mara had my bracelet, so I had to go to her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you
and
left.
Her friends were fun.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, Mara, I'm going to go back to Alicia.
Mostly because I don't even remember my friends being there. I was like, I could just have a good time by me. And then you 100%. Showed up and I was like,
it was you, me, and like maybe one other person.
And you had the Kris Jenner sweatshirt.
Wait, I don't know what that is.
Ones. Yeah, we tried to get matching ones and we got scammed.
Yeah.
Which was okay, but then I just let you have it because my mom has a ton of ugly sweaters, so I just bought one of hers. And then we took a picture with it. Because what was the sweater? It was like Santa works hard, but
Kris Jenner works harder.
And we thought it was so funny. It really isn't that funny, but that was funny.
It was funny at the time. The year was really like 2018, 2019.
Yeah, 2018.
It had to be 2018 because we worked together.
Yeah. Wow. R.I.P. Mara. She's in Florida. She might as well be dead.
Okay. Picking it back up. Right. And we won't get deep into this because we do recap episodes on this, but Vanderpump Rules rebooted with season 12. But what I want to tell you, Alicia, because we haven't talked about this on our recap episodes, is that all the media is saying season 13 is unlikely because the ratings are terrible. And I have also seen that. They're like 250,000 views, like 350,000 views, which is not enough. Like Martha's Vineyard, I think, pulled out more.
Oh, I think this would be one of those things. I think the views might go up once the whole season's out.
After. I think so too. I think people are holding a grudge, which I get.
Mm-hmm. Should have marketed it different.
But we talked about this recently that I think this is the best version. Like they rebooted Roni, and so I think people are taking the reboot of Roni debacle out on Vanderpump Rules reboot. And Roni was worse. I know you haven't watched it, but Roni reboot was worse than Vanderpump Rules.
I think it'll if people can watch it like we watch Southern Charm where you just binge, I think that'll help a lot because I think it is really difficult to watch. At least for me, it's been really difficult to watch these episodes a week apart. I feel like if I just binge them, I would be eating it up a lot more than I am.
I also think that having to record a podcast episode about it makes me hate it more.
Yeah. Taking notes on it is like not fun.
Funny. Like making the memes that I post on our Instagram page, I crack up over the stuff I post on Instagram. Like I find it like lighthearted because I don't put any meaning into this show, but because we have to record an episode, I'm like, okay. But I will say season 12, episode 3 is the funniest episode that we've ever recorded, probably in the 6 years that we've podcasted.
I woke up thinking about the episode we recorded. Like the actual like episode was pretty like terrible. The Vanderpump Rules episode was not good.
That's where we do our best work.
That's then we can make fun of it a lot better. And these were I really try and hold back how terrible my humor can be because not everyone gets it, and I would be canceled in a second. And you might be thinking, we've heard a lot of bad jokes come out of Alicia, and it's true, but I could go worse. And I think we went worse in episode 3.
Okay, but at the same time, I think we went really so low. Good, though. However,
it hit. It was good. It was good content. No, that was so funny. I want it clipped so I can save it forever. Like
the problem is it's like 5 minutes of pure gold. So it's not even, it can't be a TikTok clip. Yeah.
Did I tell you? I logged back into our recording thing just to listen to that little bit. I thought it was so funny.
You did not tell me that because I edited the episode and it took me so long to edit it because I was crying laughing. I never think we're that funny after the fact. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good bit, like from afar, but it's hard to listen to yourself again. I had to pause it so many many times because I was crying.
I kept
Again.
laughing at everyone has to just listen to this episode, but I kept laughing at the part where you were like, I'm gonna tell my mom this really.
No, I'm not joking. I know exactly
like,
where I'm gonna sit to tell her this story, because I saw a girl on TikTok tell her mom the story of Grey's Anatomy as if her friend was Meredith Grey, and about like the shooting at the hospital. Sorry, these are spoilers if you've never watched it, but like all these I mean, Grey's Anatomy has been going on for like 20 seasons now, so the chaos that this one like main character goes through is so much that I'm like, I'm gonna tell my mom this story. My friend Shane got shot up in this parking lot of Bath and Body Works by a rival. It's not even that, it's by a rival
modeling gang. That was funny too. You were like, is it a rival modeling gang? And I was like, what? Excuse? No, that was really.
We already went low, and I will keep digging this hole deeper.
It's the worst that it's about a shooting, but I could go lower. It's so good.
Anyways,
what
else? The last two things that are carrying us through the end of the year, which I didn't give you time to talk about recently, one of them, and another we're going to talk about later. So I'm going to start with the first you cannot talk about, because we're doing a dedicated episode.
Okay.
Heated rivalry is popping off, and we can say that we are both obsessed with it. You can talk about your subject, but don't talk about the show or the books, because we're doing a dedicated episode.
Never stop thinking about these men.
No, same.
I can't. Like, legally, I should be arrested for how often. It's to the point that I recommended it to. This is so embarrassing. I recommended it to my boss and my other coworkers.
Alicia, I almost did that. And then I was like, I can't, because if I start talking about it, I won't be able to stop. So, like, no. I normally would recommend it to her, but I can't show my deep obsession yet.
My boss is off for the next week. Today was his last day before the holidays. And he was like, hey, do you need anything from me before I like log off? And I said, I need to know if you're going to watch Heated Rivalry or not. And he's some 30-year-old guy with a wife. And he's like, I don't know. I think like my wife's sisters have it. So I might like grab their login. I was like, don't watch it with your wife's sisters. Just watch it with your wife.
And then go bang after.
No, literally the way I'm sweating watching these two men. Like there has never been a better show. I can't think of any.
Max and Hall took over a lot of my brain space because I really loved it. It's crazy how the yearning has leveled up slowly for me in this fall into winter, because Summer I Turned Pretty was like, fine, whatever. You know, like it's a show.
It was Brothers Yearning, so it fucked it up for me.
But then we went to Max and Hall, and I was like, great acting. Like, I'm into this.
I felt like the yearning there was mainly one-sided, though, which I think is important.
Agree, but I was into it. And then I was introduced to Heated Rivalry, and I'm like, I'm not joking. This is a canon event in my life.
The way we have two men yearning for each other, and oh my God.
We gotta stop there because I want to talk about this more, but we're doing a dedicated episode, so like pause that, because we're gonna get into a topic you did want to discuss, which is Stranger Things. So I'm gonna give you the floor to discuss Stranger Things.
Did you not watch it?
I haven't, but like, go off, Queen.
I have to be so honest. Ever since Heated Rivalry, I forgot what happened in Stranger.
That's okay. You don't have to talk about it at all. No, but I'm just saying this is big topic ending the year here.
Yes, I have a few notes, if that's okay with everyone. I'm going to spoil. I don't care.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Well, we also, it was only 4 episodes. We get another, 3 at Christmas and then 1 at New Year. The fuck.
And this comes out we're filming this before the second half of the final part comes out.
Yeah, we're just going to get 1,000 more episodes. But there were 4 episodes. And for 3 of those episodes, Sadie Sink is in a coma, which is a crime because Sadie Sink is the single best actress on that show. I don't care. I'm sorry,
2
Winona
years
Ryder.
Behind, so that is crazy to me.
I'm sorry, Winona Ryder, but Sadie Sink is the greatest actress on this show, and you're wasting her talents in a coma? No, you know who should be in a coma? Mike. And also, you want to know how this has been happening since WNBA when I'm just like, I hope they kiss, right? I love, and now Heated Rivalry up that, but I watched this before Heated Rivalry, but the way every time Mike and Will look at each other and I go, I hope they kiss. You don't know what's happening, which is crazy.
No, I know, but did you see, I think the actor for Will was on Watch What Happens Live, and that question was asked, like, will something happen between Mike and Will?
Probably
and
not.
He was giddy because he loves Bravo, so he didn't want to spoil it, obviously, but he just didn't know what to say. But everybody was saying online, like, oh, nothing's happening between them.
Nothing's
he was
happen.
trying to let people down easy, but he was basically like, for the 80s, like, this was huge.
It's just Will having feelings for Mike.
Yearning.
But there's this one scene, right? So Will has been yearning for Mike for a while now. We all know. We know Will is gay, but
yeah.
There's a scene it's the last scene in like episodes 4, and like everyone's fighting the Demogorgons or whatever. Will also has powers. So he at one point there's a
really?
Yeah, it gets confusing.
That's okay. I'm spoiled. So I'm in. I just don't know this stuff yet.
I think he's kind of Vecna. Like I think him and Vecna are kind of the same. I don't know. But listen, I'm going to say this as a disclaimer. Most of the upside down politics like way over my head. I have no idea what the fuck the Demogorgons are doing. I don't know what the Russians are doing here. Why is the American government involved? I don't know any of that. I'm here for the love and the cute characters, okay? I'm here for like the high school drama of it all, right? Yeah. Okay, now that that's cleared up. Something happens with Will and Vecna, but Will has powers. And so Vecna / the Demogorgons are gonna fucking attack Mike, and so Will like gets his powers and he like fights back, and then Mike looks at Will. Will has no idea. He's like he's in a state of psychosis at this point doing his powers. But Mike looks at Will, and I was like, oh my God, does he want to maybe kiss a little? Because the way he looks, I was kind of like, it's the way he looks at 11 when 11's doing her powers. So I was like, maybe Mike's just into powerful people. I don't know. That's okay too.
Interesting.
There is ideas that someone's going to die, and I'd like to say, which I think there should be a main character that dies. However, if it is Steve, I'm going to lose my absolute marbles because all my favorite characters die. Barb, Bob, Eddie. Who is the other person that died? Someone else died that made me really sad. But like everyone, don't kill Steve.
I agree with that.
You could kill Robin maybe. Robin, though, is gay, too, and she's secretly making out with her girlfriend, but Will catches her and then was like, how did you know that she wanted to kiss you back? And then Robin was like, you just know. And then Will was like, okay, with his little bowl cut, he's like, okay.
He was like, so I don't know.
They're
My
fun
guy doesn't
friends.
want to kiss me.
Yeah, they're really fun friends. Also, though, Winona Ryder's character kind of sucks, okay? She's basically like, my son cannot get taken again. But all these other kids should put their lives on the line. But not
Which
my
is crazy.
Son. But her son has powers, and she's straight up like, no. And Robin is like, let's do it anyway. I love Robin. Also, you can't spell America without Erica. Love Erica. She's back. She's killing it. She poisoned a bunch of people. She's really great. She's awesome.
Oh my God.
I just enjoy her vibes. I enjoy like Steve's. I like the comedic release. Yeah, my God. Some of these scenes get like really fucking. I also don't care about the shootings and the guns and all the fucking. I don't.
That's I think what turned me off. It became like. Shows always have to level it up every season, and it has become like so much that I just was like, okay, and more things are gonna happen.
The best action scene was when they're running from the Demogorgons. I don't even know what season 2 maybe, and Dustin has to sing a song with his girlfriend so he gets the numbers. That's like the most action I want to do, is like a musical number in the middle of it. This is a little intense.
The last season I watched was when like the Russians came into it. Whenever we thought like Bob Harper, is that his name? No, that Bob Harper's the guy from.
Bob was Joyce's boyfriend that died, and I was really sad.
No. Who's 11's like kind of pseudo dad?
Popper.
Yeah.
No, Hopper.
Hopper. Yeah.
With an H, yeah.
When he maybe was dead. When the Russian...
Oh, yeah. So he ended up at a Russian prison, and they broke him out and stuff.
Whoa.
Because he got really hot. Okay, the actor between those 2 seasons went from, like, dad to daddy. And so he got really hot. So they said that he had been working on a Russian prison and got really buff.
What the...
That's what happened. That's what happened. He was in the Russian prison. We broke him out.
Okay.
It was fine. I think that you didn't see The Mall then, did you?
The Mall was the season that, like, they thought Harper, like, whenever
Hopper.
it, like, and Hopper, sorry, when he, like, maybe
Okay.
died. So
Okay.
The Mall was the season before, or, like, the season of. It was, like, season 3, I think.
Yeah, all right.
When Steve is working there and that one blonde girl.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in the, like, sailor outfits.
Yeah, I gotta be...
The entire season, Steve being in the sailor outfit.
I love Steve. I love Steve and Robin. You know who I hate is Jonathan. No offense, but he is such a buzzkill. Dude, I'm going to spoil because this was kind of dope. So the Demogorgons are trying to steal children. I don't know why.
That tracks.
But the Demogorgons are stealing children in this new season. And they are aiming for Mike's little sister, Holly, that was a background character for all seasons. Okay, so you just missed Eddie's season, basically. That's a good time. Okay, so...
That's the thing. I think I've only actually missed one season for this most recent one.
Yeah. So what happened in your season was there's this guy, Eddie, and he's part of this club, this Dungeons and Dragons club called the Hellraisers, but everyone thinks he's a Satanist because it's the 80s. And then he ends up like being with a girl, and when she gets attacked by the Demogorgon, and everyone's like, he did it, he's a Satanist, but like he didn't. And then the other people obviously know that it was a Demogorgon, so then they all try to save. They go on their Scooby-Doo adventure. And then in the end, Eddie sacrifices himself to save Dustin. But like Eddie was a beloved character. Like I really loved Eddie. It was very sad. Okay, so now we're here. Vecna is stealing children. Don't know why yet. Probably to steal their souls and stay young forever. We don't know.
Okay.
But he's going after Mike's little sister, Holly. And no one's at home when this is happening. But then Will has like a little psychic, he does a That's So Raven vision, and he's like, it's gonna be Holly. And so Nancy and 11 race their little butts to Mike's house, and they get there just as one of the Demogorgons is there to steal Holly. Meanwhile, this Demogorgon wreaking havoc on this house, destroying it, murdering the parents, basically. They're both alive, but barely. The way these Demogorgons came at the parents, I'm surprised they're still standing. The mom went down with a wine bottle trying to fight her way out of it. But Holly got taken. So now Nancy's parents are in a coma, and that basically they're bleeding out. And then her other sister's missing. She's in the Upside Down, right? And Steve is like, hey, Jonathan, should we get Nancy flowers considering like the state? And Jonathan's like, oh, can you stop hitting on Nancy? It's embarrassing. And Steve's like, I don't give a fuck about her parents. We're almost fucking murdered, dude.
Oh,
like,
my God.
He's like, and also I'm working with you to get the flowers. Like, maybe if you weren't so concerned about me, you'd see that the girl you like is upset.
Yeah.
Jonathan's a big whiny fucking baby, and I don't care about him. But
he
Holly's in the Upside Down.
Annoys me.
Yeah. He looks unshowered, honestly.
Yeah.
So Holly's in the Upside Down, and now they're trying. Will's able to see the next kid through Vecna's mind that he's going to take,
because they're linked somehow.
Yeah, they're trying to save those kids, right? And so as they were trying to save the one kid, all the Demogorgons have come into the world, and that's when Will uses his powers to save Mike.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little gay, which I love a show that's a little gay. I'm in.
God forbid 2025 should be a little gay.
Oh my God. So yeah, that's what's happening in case you missed
that was the perfect catch up. That actually makes me excited to try to catch up. You know?
The season you missed was a good season. a lot of fun with it. They had a lot
No,
of good music.
I bet. I just
Yeah,
think
it was a
it
good
being
one.
2 years in between is like, it put me off.
You should start, but it's a good
Okay.
one to get over your
Okay.
heated rivalry sadness. Just
No, but
it's a
I'm
little
still
background.
I'm not sad yet because for us, like, we have episodes left, and
Yes.
I've got the books, and then we're gonna record our dedicated episode about that. So
Okay,
in my
yes.
downtime, I won't finish in time I won't start Stranger Things by the time that second drop happens, but
That's
I will
okay.
probably watch it in January. I think you're right. Like, that will
In
help
your
me
downtime, yeah.
put my obsession into something else.
Yeah, it was a good one. I think you'll like Eddie. It was good season. Good music. They
Okay.
also, there was some good music. This was running up a hill season. Oh, it was great.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Yeah. And then you'll figure out why Max is in a coma. So sad. I love her so much.
Well,
Great.
I mean,
What
that's
a year.
2025. Yeah.
What a year. Well, as much as I loved it, there were a lot of things I didn't like. So we can just move on to the next one at this rate.
Agreed.
Great. So with that, do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. It's been 6 years and we're going to make it 7. So how about that? Unless one of us dies. We'll see.
Rude.
If it's me, just kill me at that point. But we'll see. I don't want to die before I've seen all of Stranger Things. The same way I didn't want to die before Wicked, the second part, came out.
I also need you to read the second book in the heated rivalry actual,
you're right,
like,
you're
the
right.
duo.
I want to read the whole series, then I can die. So
Universe,
we'll
give her
that.
like 3 more months at least.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll keep going to episode 7 or year 7, whatever. But yeah, do all the things where you have a lot of live shows coming up. So check us out. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.